Welcome to the Yeah We Know podcast, part of the More You Knows podcasting network. You're in the ring with Jimmy, Rod, and Chris, and welcome to the Yeah We Know podcast. Listen, wrestling is fun. Yeah, we know. Wrestling is scripted. Yeah, we know. We're three guys in our 40s on a podcast. Well, two guys in their 40s, one guy in his 80s. But still, yeah, we know. We like to have fun here. And just remember, everything that we say today, yeah, we know. Chris King, how you doing today, bud?
I'm doing well, and I know we've talked a lot about what should be my first wrestling shirt purchase, and I think I saw my guy Drew McIntyre wearing it the other night.
I figured that's what you would want to wear. We're going to talk about that here in a second, Chris King. Rod, give me something hot today. What are you hot about?
Oh, man. I mean, come on. We're going to have to lead the show with the fact that our guys, the New Day, still angry at Ivar of the Viking Raiders, right? Lots of things to still clear up there. We could absolutely go with Jey Uso coming out to challenge Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship, right? Jimmy, we could even go into NXT and we could talk about the rebirth of Shawn Michaels kicking Marty Jannetty through the barbershop window when Carmelo Hayes attacked his boy Trick Williams in the knee after Trick Williams' fabulous match against Ilya Dragunov, the NXT champion. We could talk about all those things, Jimmy, but I got a feeling we're going to have to talk about the guy that's on my t-shirt right here.
I think we're going to. And for those of you listening and watching and all that for the first time, throw something in the comments, ask a question, give us your comments, because my first question is, do we want Cody? Rod, do we want Cody?
Jimmy, I love that you framed it that way because I want to go ahead and say that there is an arena full of WWE fans who should be required to turn all of their Rock merchandise back in. All right. They don't get to raise the people's eyebrow. Okay. They don't get to wear expensive silk shirts. They don't get to say, know your role. They don't get to do any of it because they decided to break out into an almost crowd-wide chant of Rocky sucks. And Jimmy, at that point, we've gone too far, okay? I love Cody Rhodes. Wow. We all love Kingdom. We all love the American Nightmare. We all love Pyro. We all love stories being finished. But to come out and say that Rocky sucks because we're mad about Cody, we've gone too far.
Oh, this is 1997 again, buddy. 1996 even. This is before The Rock became The Rock, and people were chanting Rocky sucks. Not ironically. Chris King. Does Rocky suck?
No. I mean, no.
Thank you.
I mean, maybe Rocky Maivia sucked a little bit.
Ooh, knowledge. I like it.
But this Rock does not suck, all right? And to answer your question that you gave Rod, I don't know if I want Cody.
All right, so Chris, obviously going with the I don't know response instead of a yes or no. That's fine. So let's talk about this a little bit here. Cody Rhodes wins the Royal Rumble twice in a row. I don't really think that's been said enough. It's been said, but really, 2 Royal Rumbles in a row is very important, especially in this day and age when the winner gets that championship match at WrestleMania guaranteed in the main event of the show. We all thought, this is it. We've got it taken care of. But then on Friday, and it's weird that I don't think the crowd understood exactly what he was saying at the time, because when he said what not at WrestleMania, there wasn't as many boos or, what that happened there. And then The Rock comes out and we just kind of end things with The Rock and Roman looking at each other. This is the biggest match that they can do as far as mainstream goes. However, why have Cody win? Why have Cody win? And I've come with this. I want Cody. I want Cody to be in the championship match. I want him to win at WrestleMania. I think it's more important there. It's the granddaddy of them all. He should win the championship there. We have to remember this is a new regime. This is Triple H. They have a huge, huge event on Thursday that's going to then go into the Super Bowl where they're going to have asking everybody who's going to win. So my answer, Rod, is yes. I want Cody. I want Cody in the main event at WrestleMania, defeating Roman Reigns for the world championship.
And my response would be, that's fine. That's well and good. And you may still get that because that's the other thing I would tell everybody to do here, right? We're a little ahead of our skis, which is the way that we tend to live our lives these days with the new X formerly known as Twitter, however you want to refer to it. I can't believe I just did the proper way there because I don't care enough to usually do it, but I did. But that's the way we do, right? We jump to conclusions. We want to be the first one to get to somewhere. We want to be the Twitter detective that figures the thing out. We can't just sit back and respond to what's happening. We have to be the one that figures it out. We have to be the Woj or the Schefter of the WWE world and break the news. And it's like, hey, we could still get Cody fighting against Roman at WrestleMania. We have no idea what that card is. The WWE has a way of giving you one thing, taking it back, making you think something else, and coming with the curveball. So we could still get Cody. It could be a triple threat match, Jim. We have absolutely no reason to start trashing one of the biggest, brightest stars the WWE ever seen as The Rock. And that's what's happening here. You're right that we need to tell a Cody story and there needs to be a good ending to it, but we don't have to lay The Rock to the wayside to get there.
Chris, we are going to find out the main events of WrestleMania on Thursday. After that press conference, what do you want the outcome to be?
Okay, I have a couple questions about this press conference. I'm
Sure.
not sure how this is supposed to work, and I'm very surprised that the WWE is doing it this early when we have Elimination Chamber between now and WrestleMania, right? Why do a press conference? Then where can we watch this press conference? Is it going to be on Peacock on Thursday?
It's going to be on Peacock. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be, they're going to have it on X. They're going to have it everywhere. Yes.
Perfect. So then why have it so far in advance, locking yourselves into a position or backing yourselves against a wall?
Two reasons. One that Jimmy just told you, it's ahead of the Super Bowl, and the other is Perth Elimination Chamber, Australia. Time zones, weirdness, probably not going to have a huge contingency of your wrestling media travel there because of costs and concerns. So you want to have something taken care of in the Vegas here in the States where the Super Bowl site is and not have it all rely on being in Australia where literally the water goes a different direction in the toilet bowl.
Yeah, they're going to, yeah, Chris, they want to make sure that everyone knows what's going to happen. And they want this to be built up for the next month and a half. Elimination Chamber, they're going to announce Elimination Chamber for the women's number one contender for Rhea Ripley. I guarantee you that. They're not going to announce everyone who's in it, but they're going to say it. I mean, that's what it is. I think they actually, they already did that. They're going to see, I'm all over the place right now, Chris. You got me crazy. But they have the Elimination Chamber for Rhea Ripley's match. That might be it. We might find out, though, that there's going to be a men's match as well.
Okay. So what I want to see happen at WrestleMania is I would love to see Cody walk away with the belt after WrestleMania is over.
What belt?
I want to see Cody walk away with a belt.
U.S. Championship, Logan Paul. Are you kidding me? Is that what it is?
I also want to see Roman lose control of everything, including as being head of the table.
Okay.
So I want to see a situation where I can see Cody walk away with a belt and The Rock beating Roman Reigns.
Okay. So do you want then Cody to beat Seth Rollins, or do you want Cody to beat Roman Reigns? What's going on here? Come on.
Let me ask you a question. What was the main event at WrestleMania 20?
It was a triple threat match that I don't think we're allowed to talk about.
Okay. What was the main event at WrestleMania 30?
It was a triple threat match that they botched completely afterwards, but they did give it to Daniel Bryan.
And now we're at WrestleMania 40.
Correct.
Triple threat match.
Is that that's what you think it's going to be?
Cody, Rock, Roman. Rock can beat up Roman, take him from being head of the table, allow Cody to pin Roman to take the belt away.
So I think that is a direction they can go. That kind of demeans, in my mind, the storyline for Cody finishing his story. I think if they go a three-way dance instead of a triple threat match, which means everyone needs to get, you got to pin everybody. It's just not the first pinfall wins. I could see that maybe happening. Maybe Rock gets pinned. I don't know if that would happen, but maybe Rock gets pinned by Roman, and then they build to something later on. I would hope it wouldn't be a triple threat, Rod.
Listen, I gotta admit, I kind of zoned out there because that was just the same old out of our guy Chris. All right. The head of the table storyline that the WWE has written is the greatest of all time because honestly, Chris cares about nothing other than toppling this thing to the ground, right? Like
Yes, correct.
every line of every WWE thread that runs through Chris's head ends with Roman Reigns in a fiery rubble and no longer head of the table. He doesn't even care about belts anymore. He
Nope.
doesn't even care about who's involved. It
What's a
all
tag
just has
team?
to end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just has to end with Roman Reigns being ruined. And that's why what the WWE is doing is fabulous. And that's why I continue to come on this podcast and be the number one non-Roman Reigns hater, because this is absolutely great stuff. Because look at our guy. He's just basically foaming at the mouth every time we come on here and talk about a possible Roman Reigns storyline. And all Chris can ever bring himself to do is, I want Roman Reigns destroyed. It's absolutely fabulous.
It's terrific. For those watching right now, throw some comments. Do you want Cody? What do you want to see at WrestleMania main event? We'd love to share your thoughts as well. Roman Reigns coming out, throwing some shade at your boy Rollins. A lot of shade. The secondary title. Oh, you can be the best secondary, or you can try to go for the championship. Also, Seth Rollins. Oh, no pop. There you go. Seth Rollins then, Rod, coming back on Monday saying, that sounded like a pretty good pop to me. Oh, that sounded like a good pop to me too. I kind of like the back and forth here, which is why it doesn't make any sense at all. It really doesn't. But I would like to see Rock and Roman main event night
No, it
one.
certainly doesn't. Well,
And I'd like to see.
Who knows?
I'd like to
Who
say.
knows,
I'd
Jim?
like to. I'd like to see Seth and Cody second from the top.
Who
The
knows?
winners face each other
knows?
night 2 for the championship. But then what do we do with one of the people who is doing the greatest job that he has ever done, Drew McIntyre? What do we do with him? Because he needs to be highlighted somehow, Chris. He does. It's your boy.
And isn't he just doing a fabulous job too?
Yeah.
I mean, he is.
He is.
I mean, he has this. He brings a sense of humor that is so contradictory to the violence that he unleashes on people. Sometimes I'm trying.
Nice.
I'm trying to figure that out, but I love it. I'm sorry, I love it. Come out with a shirt just knocking Rod's boy CM Punk down another notch or two.
Always been a big CM Punk fan, Rod Moria. Yep. Yeah. It was
You
almost
know?
called the CM Punk, podcasting network. That's how much of a fan he is of us.
So you got to do something, and I guess they're also showing us, I guess, another Cody Drew back and forth that could be happening as well. Why else
Yeah.
would Drew be attacking him at the end like that? I mean, unless they're going to have beef, just like Cody just got done with Shinsuke, which then tells me even more that we're not going to see Cody versus Roman, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely getting Cody and Drew in some way, shape, or form. It could be in an elimination chamber, but at elimination chamber in Australia, we're gonna get that confrontation, Rod.
So, okay, listen, I love that you just brought Shinsuke up because I then got to go here. So we're supposed to hate Shinsuke Nakamura for just attacking Cody Rhodes out of nowhere, right? And we're just like, oh, Shinsuke, terrible. We got to see him in a bull rope match. But Drew McIntyre, we're supposed to praise him for just running down in the ring and beating the crap
because
out of Cody
he's a
Rhodes.
face. Rod, he's a face. He's a face. Drew
Okay,
McIntyre. He's not a heel. He's
just
a
want to make sure I
face.
can keep
He's a
up
good
with all
guy.
the ins and outs here that are
Good
going
guy.
on. Here's the other problem I have. No, listen, I'm going to double back. I'm going to pull a Williams here. All right. I'm going to double back.
Ref
Here's the
stats.
problem.
Okay.
Here's the problem with what Chris said about the Roman Reigns storyline ending. It's always
You
an
hate this.
end.
I love it.
It's always an end. The Rock has just now sort of come back. You just talked about how The Rock is now a chairman of the board of the TKO Corporation. He himself has said he needs to worry about the shareholders. He probably will be more involved. So literally, he's just going to come back now and let's snap our fingers. It's over at WrestleMania. He just wipes out Roman Reigns and it's all done. No more story to tell. Come on, Chris. You're better than that. You know it's not going to go that way. And here's the other problem with what you're talking about, Jimmy. The Rock hasn't wrestled in forever. Sure, the guy's still a specimen, but he hasn't wrestled in forever, and you're just going to have him wrestle in a 40-minute match or maybe matches back-to-back? That ain't happening either.
Oh no, he's not going to do that at all. It's Rock and Roman. I think are going to wrestle at something. I just don't know if it's going to be the first or second. One or two matches. The Rock is not going to win though. I think that if the Rock is going to go out on this, or it's going to be a match at WrestleMania, he's going to go out 1, 2, 3. That's happening. He's not going to win this, Chris.
See, that's why I don't like a situation where Roman has the belt on him. Because I want a situation where I could believe The Rock has a chance of winning. Everything you guys have been teaching me tells me that if this type of situation happens with somebody on the belt, they're not losing the belt to a guy like The Rock, who hasn't been here forever. So
He's
we
done
know
it before, though. He's done it before, though, Chris. He has. He's won the belt before after being gone for a very long time.
He's the
So
exception
it
to the
is
rule. You're right.
possible.
We've told you that, but The Rock's the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
so
It is possible.
So then we know. So then I guess it's possible. So I guess we could see a world where The Rock wins that belt at WrestleMania this year.
I do not believe so, but I think of the 60,000 people that'll be in attendance in Philly, they're banking that 40,000 will think so. That there's a chance for him to win that.
Oh, they know so. Look at Chris foaming at the mouth for Roman to lose at every point. They know there's going to be people that are just going to believe themselves into that Roman's going to lose. But listen, I don't believe we're bringing this thing to an end. It just nothing to me signals end, right? We still have the big granddaddy WrestleMania, but it seems to me because, like you said it, Jim, how's Drew involved? Who's Cody fighting? Is Seth's knee actually going to be okay? There's so many things yet still to figure out that I don't see an ending, which again, Chris, I know. And I love you, man. And I want you to get things. Make that vision board of Roman Reigns and rubble and destruction, right? Keep it up on your wall. But I just don't know that we're getting your end game at WrestleMania.
I mean, it's got to end though, right? This thing has been going on since before I got back into it. I've been back into it for almost 2 years now, and I have not seen that belt change hands. I am losing interest. And if I'm in a situation where I'm not to believe that The Rock has a chance at winning at WrestleMania, then why am I interested in this match?
But Chris, remember, it's not a lie if you believe it.
There's another quote that was said on SmackDown. Sometimes the people you thought were your friends, sometimes you have to prove them wrong. Bailey had a terrific turn against the Kabuki Warriors and Damage Control. And Io Sky, I loved that we finally had a smart babyface, gentlemen. When she spoke Japanese, the look on the three faces was priceless because they know that she knows everything they've been saying. We never have smart baby faces ever. They're always stupid. They always, music hits. I'm going to look over there and I'm going to get beat. I love this segment. Bailey is going to be the most over person ever on night one or night two in the first match of the day. I love it. I can't wait to see this grow over the next 2 months, Chris.
Hey, I'm interested. I don't know Bailey from before Party Crashers. All right. She wasn't wrestling when I got back in, and she came in out of the blue. I guess she was somebody who gave hugs.
Yeah, literally called the hugger. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I probably will enjoy Bailey much more outside of the Party Crashers than I have with her inside of it.
Rod, Chris is pro hug. How about you?
Yeah, listen, I like a good turn, right? I like a good turn. Chris has his things that he wants, and I like a good turn. I brought up the Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams turn over in NXT. I thought was done. Chef's kiss, right? They took a lot of weeks, right? You thought Carmelo was going to do it a few weeks back. It seemed like he had done it. He did it under the cloak of darkness, but then had plausible deniability. There's just so many cool things you can do with the turn, and we've done this with Damage Control. The writing was absolutely on the wall when Damage Control started becoming a group that spoke more Japanese than it ever did American. So the writing was certainly on the wall. I think it was one of those things too where you let it grow in the crowd, right? Like I just think people sort of just started wanting Bailey. They wanted it, and it grew in the crowd, and it came at the exact right time, right? You could just hear everybody in that crowd turn at the exact right moment, right? They played it to a T. That crowd turned at the right moment. They wanted that from Bailey, and when she did it, everybody was excited. And you're right, Jim. They're not going to release Bailey's old music on us until WrestleMania, and when they do, people are going to go nuts.
They're going to go nuts. A lot of changes in WWE. First of all, they called them the Party Crashers on WWE. They tweeted something out on that. They've been listening. Don't think we don't know you. You've been listening there. We have new commentary teams too that we haven't hit on. Michael Cole and Pat McAfee on Raw. Corey Graves and Wade Barrett on SmackDown. And I just want to say congratulations to Corey Graves. Done a terrific job. especially since Vince McMahon hasn't been in his ear. He was really good in NXT, kind of was fine on the main roster, but now he's been able to kind of grow. And you don't see that very often when they bring somebody who's a color guy now in that main chair. And I love the two together because it's something different.
Fine. Corey Graves is fine, Jimmy. That's what we're going to go with. The official statement of the Morgan You Know Podcasting Network. Yeah, we know podcast is that Corey Graves is fine. I disagree with that. I think he's better than fine. And I think he is absolutely shows what the WWE normally doesn't do. Stick with somebody. All right. Give them a little bit of a chance. Okay.
Please.
You can't go pulling the cord on everybody and that's a terrible thing that I just did there for a visual. You can't go pulling the cord on people all the time quickly. You have to give them a chance to grow into the job. And you're right, Jimmy, when Vince McMahon was telling Corey what to say, trying to turn him into Jerry Lawler, okay, maybe that wasn't great. But when Corey's allowed to do what he does, he's smart, he's funny, he knows good pop culture references, and he knows the history.
Yes.
Yeah, he knows the history of all of these wrestlers, so he can essentially do what Michael Cole does. I think trying to move him into the Michael Cole chair is good because we love Cole, but he can't do it forever. And Corey Graves seems to be at least 15 years younger than Michael Cole. So let's make sure that Corey Graves has the opportunity to be the next guy sitting in a chair for 20 years, and we don't just keep seeing a revolving door.
And we have to remember, Chris, that Corey Graves was a wrestler. He actually came up with most of these people that are in there right now. So he knows them intimately and all of their moves.
Yeah, and that comes in real great for someone like me who doesn't know a lot of these people, right? I want somebody that is knowledgeable behind the chair. I'm with Rod. I think Corey Graves has been doing great. I also am very excited that I've been getting a lot more Pat McAfee on Raw with Michael Cole. I really like their chemistry that they have when they're on the mic. So I've really been enjoying that, and that makes Raw more enjoyable overall.
It's a great call because they have fun. They're not robots. They're not giving all of this conjecture and sports entertainment and whatever it is. It's fun. They're being real. You can tell Pat McAfee has not kept up with the product, which is fine. Guy's a little busy, okay? But obviously he loves doing what he's doing with that. He's going to be on there, I'm assuming, all the way up until college football season starts again, at least. So I think
not so fast.
I know. I heard he might be off of that. Yeah, he might be off of that. Plus, we've got a lot to talk about. Next show coming up tomorrow, Balls and Brew. We got a whole new streaming service we got to talk about for all sports and entertainment. One more sports entertainment thing I want to talk about, and then we do need to get into a little bit of the darker side of the business. But DIY versus Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, #1 contenders match on SmackDown. You're going to have to give me a minute. On Friday. I need to be by myself and just enjoy everything that's going to happen, because that is going to be a terrific matchup to set up probably an Elimination Chamber match against the Judgment Day.
Listen, I got to give it up to your boys DIY as well, all right? I gave them a bit of a hard time a few weeks back saying that they were kind of pin drop in the arena after their music hits, and they're sort of getting a bit of a reaction, right? They seem like people are sort of getting behind the gimmick. All right, these are the try-hard bunch. You're supposed to cheer for them. You know what I mean? So people seem to be getting in line, and I like it, man. Those guys can wrestle, right? Ciampa, for such a small, compact guy, seems so powerful, and Johnny Gargano is just capable of doing about any move at any time. And so I love me some DIY. I continue to think their finisher is absolute garbage, boys. Get back in the factory and cook something up there. But when you guys both jump out of the ring and then pat yourself on the back and clap, they seem to love that. I don't know if your music is great, but Jimmy, that's something we didn't hit on after the Rumble in our post show that I want to bring up here real quick.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Music is a problem in the WWE right now. All right. Maybe we don't want everything as cheesy as old school wrestling songs used to be, but we need some more distinguishing sound effects at the beginning, because we just don't know enough of who people are just from their music. And then they're trying to make that dramatic effect where we don't see them for 3 or 4 seconds. And we're just like, whose music is that? Are we supposed to care? You know, like there's only 5 or 6 guys that hit. And, like when Sami Zayn's music hit the other night after Raw went off the air and we couldn't see that he was the one to come save Cody, it's Sami Zayn, right? There's certain guys that but there's a music problem in the WWE. And I think that DIY is suffering from that.
I would look for that to change too, Chris. What are your thoughts on that? Because I know during the Rumble, especially in that women's match, like, who is this? Who is that coming out?
Well, to be fair, in the Rumble, there were some women there that we either hadn't seen in a very
Oh, sure.
long
Of
time
course.
or at all. All right. No one knew what Jade Cargill's music was going to be when it hit. We didn't know who that was when she was coming out.
Oh,
You
yeah, we
also
did.
know the music, it doesn't affect me in the same way it does you.
Really?
It's never been a thing, for me.
Wow. Is that because they didn't have music when you were a kid?
It's because he had to do all that
No.
cranking of the phonograph machine, Jimmy. It was just way too much
it
work
brings
for
back
him.
memories.
It gets hard. But I got a question, really, though, and this has to
okay.
do with the tag team titles. I have issue with the tag team, especially on the men's side.
No
Are they
question.
going to continue to have whatever tag team hold both belts? Are they going to split these belts? If they are planning on split these belts, I think they just missed this opportunity to have these belts split. Why not have DIY fight Judgment Day for one, and then Pete Dunne and the other guy fight for it on SmackDown?
Other guy.
Fight
Tyler
against Pretty
Bate.
Deadly. Fight against Pretty Deadly and maybe put it on my boys. I'm down for that.
Well, yeah, but either. I'm just saying they're still carrying these 4 belts around, all right? Are they going to keep them separate? Are we going to ever have them wrestle for just one belt anytime soon? What
Who
would be your
cares? That's
long-term
the answer,
plan about
Chris.
this?
Who cares? No one cares. They need to make the tag team belts mean more before they do any of that garbage. That'd be my answer. Jimmy, you're the expert, though.
Chris, it's tough because it depends what TKO wants to do. Do they want one world champion? Because right now, UFC has a UFC heavyweight champion. They have a middleweight champion. They have a lightweight champion. They have a featherweight champion. But they have the one world champion. Right now, they have 2 in the WWE. And they just did that because Roman wasn't wrestling all the time. So I say, if we keep the world championship belt split, they probably need to split the tag team championships. But again, you've got so many people going back and forth. I would rather them just change and have one belt. In my opinion, they should just have one tag team champion because I don't think they have enough right now, especially on the women's side.
And if they split them, Jim, that's not great for your boys DIY, right? Like if it automatically gets split and then they win a belt, how minor does that make them look?
Well, it's better for DIY because they would win a belt.
I guess, but
you know what I mean?
I'd automatically look at them as minor if the belts get split, and then it's like, oh, DIY, we couldn't give these to you when it was both of the belts together, but now that we've split them, you guys are fine to have one.
It's strange. Oh, go ahead.
Ask Bobby Lashley. Would you rather be known for having the Raw Tag Team title belt or the winner of the whatever
Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal?
Yeah.
Watch your mouth.
Which would you rather have on underneath your name there, Rod?
Well, listen, Bobby Lashley winning the Battle Royal got him to hook up with the Street Profits. So, I mean, and now he gets BFAB too. So, I mean, to the winner goes the spoils, Chris.
Big shout out to Tiffany Stratton, who's got the prettiest moonsault ever.
Oh, Tiffany Stratton. Yes, Tiffany Stratton.
I knew you'd love
fighting on my TV anytime she wants.
It just shows you how deep the women's division is getting. I like that a lot. There's a lot.
Wait a minute, though, Jim. We got to. I know you want to wrap us here soon because you love these wrestling episodes that come in at 35 minutes or so. But we got to touch on the women's side real quick, all right? Because it definitely looks like we're getting Rhea and Nia. That's a bummer, but it makes sense. But here's a little curveball I want to throw at you that I heard from my guy Rosenberg. All right,
are we getting Rhea and Nia at Elimination Chamber though?
Well, maybe, but anyway, let's skip all that because Nia Jax doesn't matter. With Rosenberg says, how cool might it be to put tag team gold on Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill as Jade Cargill's first big jump off in the WWE? Huh? How cool would that be?
Well, it would have to be because I think Jade Cargill is a little bit. She's not ready yet, and I'm putting her in a tag team with someone as good as Bianca Belair will help her. She doesn't have to remember as much and go through as much and really learn that way. That is a very good way to start things off with. That would be, yes.
And then they would just seem like such a cool team, right? Like even without Jade having to be great at wrestling, they already seem like the mega powers uniting. You know what I mean? Like it works.
Yeah, the strength, the speed, they've kind of got everything there. So I would like to see something like that happen for sure. I think that would be a good idea. We have not talked about Vince McMahon on this show. It's we just kind of missed him on all the allegations and things like that. So I do want to hit on it real quick with those allegations. It shows a lot where you have sponsors pulling out and you have a huge Netflix deal that the CEO of Netflix is like, no, he's gone. We don't care anymore. He's not coming back. The last time this happened, I think I was one of the people that said he always comes back. He's done. And he may even have, he may even have some legal issues coming up, maybe jail time or something, depending on what happens with the investigations that are happening. But, Vince McMahon will forever be the best wrestling promoter ever, but also will forever be tarnished by what happened over the last, probably 20, 25 years.
Listen, I'm not here to defend Vince McMahon. I'm also not here to give him his flowers, but I have to echo your sentiment there, Jimmy. All right. He is the creator, the founder, the godfather of all that we know and love that is happening right now in 2024. All right. AEW in some ways has to thank Vince McMahon. It's everybody that is involved in professional wrestling today, the glitzy video packages, the pyro, you know what I mean? The over the top ring announcers. I mean, just all of it. You know what I mean? Like, it's all been a part of professional wrestling, but Vince cooked it up, made it a television package, and now everybody follows it. That being said, okay, let's also be real about Vince McMahon. You're dead right that he's never coming back. You're dead right that he's a scumbag. But all of these people thinking Vince McMahon's going to serve jail time, not going to happen. All right. People as rich and powerful as Vince McMahon don't go to jail. He's going to live out the rest of his days as an unemployed rich guy who's going to forever be tarnished, and people are going to trash him every fourth or fifth day on the internet. You're going to see a story and his name's going to be trending again, and people are going to talk about his terrible behavior, and they're going to attack people like us, and that's fine. We don't defend Vince McMahon. Just because we liked wrestling doesn't mean that we support what Vince McMahon did, but he's not involved with wrestling anymore, and I will continue to stress that. He's not involved with wrestling anymore. He doesn't have anything to do with us. Just because Vince McMahon did terrible things to women doesn't mean I can't watch the WWE.
Agreed. Chris, anything?
Yeah, I mean, you guys aren't wrong. It's despicable. I mean, everything that he's been accused of is pretty grotesque, right?
And it's accused, just for the record, it is accused.
So
nothing.
Yeah. So yeah, but like, the whole time I've been on this show, we've been panning Vince McMahon getting involved, upset that his hands are on stuff. It is pretty evident that he wasn't helping wrestling anymore. All right. I'm happy he is not involved with wrestling anymore, not just because of the type of person he is, but also because of the fingerprints he was leaving on the sport, which wasn't doing it any good. So, I mean, hopefully there's some justice out there for everybody that he is supposedly harmed.
He'll pay some money. He'll pay some money. He's just not going to serve any jail time. But Jimmy, there is somebody that we maybe did want to have a future in the WWE that now seems like he's probably not going to have a future in the WWE as well, because he was entangled in these allegations. And I think that that maybe forced Braun Breaker into the Royal Rumble, and it maybe got our guy main event Jey Uso up to taking on Gunther. No, because I don't think we're going to see Brock Lesnar anymore either.
Well, and we can end on this because I think that was a good point. I think it's Jey Uso and Gunther at Elimination Chamber, and I think it's going to be Braun Breaker and Gunther at WrestleMania. I really do. Braun Breaker did everything that Brock Lesnar was going to do in the Rumble. That was Brock Lesnar's spot. Everything that happened, it was just one for one. They just replaced the person. A lot of allegations, and there are allegations. It's a one-sided story, but a lot of allegations that were enough to get Brock Lesnar removed from the Royal Rumble, removed from WrestleMania as well. So
removed from the video game, and then I had no idea.
Yeah. I had no idea from the cover of the video game.
I had no idea that Mrs. Brock Lesnar at the moment was Sable, Jimmy, by the way. I had also no idea that that was the current Mrs. Brock Lesnar.
Oh, you didn't? No, they've been married forever.
I did not know that.
Yeah. That's got to be a weird conversation to have. But what's not a weird conversation is what we'll do tomorrow on the Balls and Brew podcast. We're going to talk a lot about the NFL. I think there's a pretty big game coming up this weekend. We will have 0 bets and no ref stats at all. I guarantee you that.
I think the Pro Bowl was last weekend there.
Oh, my bad. My bad. We will also talk about this new network that ESPN, WBD, and Fox Sports are going to probably charge people $50 to watch some, Oakland A's baseball or something like that. But hey, let's go for that. Why not? Let's just put more money into streaming, right?
Yeah, fine. Listen, Super Bowl. Yeah, cool. Fine. You know what else, Jimmy? The
NBA baby.
Trade deadline. All right. Trade deadline day will be the day after we record. Normally we do Thursdays. This week we're doing Wednesdays. That's all right. Nothing's going to change about the Super Bowl, really. We're going to be a day early on the NBA trade deadline, but that's all right. We will have the chance to do our best clairvoyant for you, and we will predict what you will see happen the next day on the NBA trade deadline. And Williams will undoubtedly give you a prop bet about Usher that you cannot pass up.
Goodbye, net. Yeah.